guys, how are you doing? Everything okay? Present perfect and present perfect continuous. This week we're gonna see the difference between these two verb tenses that are quite confusing. Remember, we saw in our unit 2a only the present perfect. Today we are going to compare present perfect with present perfect continuous. So to start, I have a question to you. Imagine that you ask me, hey teacher, how long have you been a teacher? Okay, so this is a question that many students usually ask me. I have here, how long have you been a teacher? This is present perfect, simple. I would answer you, I've been a teacher for 19 years. Yeah? Or I could answer that in a different way. I've been a teacher since 2001. So first of all, let's remember the use of for and since. Remember guys, you have to use for when you talk about a period of time. And you have to use since when you talk about a specific point in time. So I've been a teacher for a week, for a month, for years, for ages, for decades. I've been a teacher since 2001, since I was a child, since last week, since November. This is a specific time. That's the first idea. So what you have to remember here? Structure of present perfect is always have or has plus participle. Okay guys? So far so good, no problems. This structure is already something we saw in previous units. Why I'm pointing that to you? Because today we're going to compare with the present perfect continuous, which is a little different. So now look at this other question. How long have you been studying English? Did you notice the difference in my question? Now it is, how long have you been studying? There is more about the progress of the action. The action started in the past, okay, but it's still continuing. So the structure is have or has plus verb been plus verb with ing. And that's the most important, guys. Don't confuse been from present perfect continuous with been main verb in the participle. Yes? Here in the present perfect continuous, we need to have been. It doesn't matter the main verb we have, been will always be there. Yeah? Let me just answer this question here. How long have you been studying English? You could say, for example, I've been studying it for 2 years. So that's the idea of the present perfect continuous. As you know, the PDF is available for you in the platform. So let's read together some details of this PDF grammar bank. Where you have the example first. They've known each other for 10 years. Pay attention, guys. You have here the verb they've known. Have you ever heard somebody saying they've been knowing? Weird, isn't it? When you know, you know. When you need, you need. When you are, you are. You are not knowing, you are not needing, you are not being. That's why we call these non-action verbs. And why is that? Because when you have non-action verbs, you don't use continuous forms. You only use present perfect simple forms. That's what you have there. We use the present perfect with non-action verbs to talk about something that started in the past and is still true now. We use how long to ask about an unfinished period of time. That's very important. The time may not be finished. I don't know. Yes? Very important, guys. Don't use the simple present with foreign since. Why this information is very important? Because if you think about Portuguese, usually in Portuguese, we use the simple present. So we would say, I am a teacher for 19 years. But in English, this is not possible. You can't use the simple present. You need to use the present perfect simple. Yes? Now comparing to the present perfect continuous. Look at the example there. How long have you been learning English? As I said here, you talk about actions that started in the past and are still true now. These are action verbs. If they represent action, they might be used in the present perfect continuous. Yes? And I have one more example of present perfect continuous that I'm going to write here for you. Look at this example. What have you been doing? And then the person answers, oh, I've been running. So what is the idea here, guys? It means that the person just arrived, but the person arrived sweating, tired, exhausted. Why? Because she had been running. It's something that started in the past, as you have there in the book as well. We use the present perfect continuous for continuous or repeated actions that have been happening very recently. And you feel the consequence of this action. That's why it's present perfect continuous. Yes? And just final detail to you, with two verbs. Think about verb live and the verb work. I'm going to write an example with the verb work. I could say, I've worked at Positivo for 7 years. Something like that. But I also could say, here, I've been working at Positivo for 7 years. Why is that, guys? In your book, in your PDF, you have there the final information. With the verbs work and live, you can use either present perfect simple or present perfect continuous. There is no difference in meaning. As you have there, I've lived here since 1980, or I've been living here since 1980. So that's the main idea of present perfect continuous. Remember the structure, have or has plus been plus ing. What happens if you have a negative? Haven't or hasn't, as we always have. And remember that the question invert as well. What are you going to do? You are going to do these two activities. Do that at home, guys. You have there the answer key, and then if you have any doubt, talk to me in our synchronous class. We're going to be discussing much more about that in our synchronous class. Also, I'm going to put at the end of the video some examples of songs or movies that use the present perfect continuous. This is very common in our daily life. Yes? That's it, guys. Thank you very much. See you in our synchronous class. Bye-bye.
Understand where you're coming from. Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been praying hard. Said no more counting dollars, we'll be counting stars. But this dream is the life I've been searching for. I've been watching, I've been waiting in the shadows of my time. I've been searching, I've been living for tomorrows all my life. I've been drinking. I get filthy when that liquor get it to me. I've been thinking, why can't I keep my fingers off it, baby? I want